Cisco DNA Center Assurance. In this video, I'm going to talk about DNA Center Assurance. You know that networks have grown very complex. The influx of mobile devices strains network resources and the network operations staff. Security has become one of the most important pieces of the network, and users expect a better experience. Customers demand a simple way to manage day 0, day 1, day 2 operations and require a scalable and simple approach to running the network. Cisco DNA Center Assurance provides a tool for handling the most relevant customer requirements. Traditionally, multiple management tools were required to meet the need of the business in terms of managing, operating, and troubleshooting the network. This all changed with Cisco DNA Center Assurance. From a high level, a Cisco DNA Center Assurance offers some of the following capabilities as well as many more. Cisco SD Access Fabric configuration, software image management or SIEM, also simplified provisioning for devices, wireless network management, simplified security policies, configuration templates, third-party integration, and network assurance, and also the plug and play. This video covers some of the workflows that Cisco DNA Center Assurance is designed to help business with. Typically, when an issue arises in the network, a help desk ticket is created. However, by the time the network operations team gets the ticket assigned, the issue is either resolved on its own or the information provided in the ticket to assist with troubleshooting the issue is stale or out of date. Another typical scenario is that users say things like, last Tuesday at 3 p.m. I wasn't able to get on the wireless network. In a traditional network, if someone says she had an issue last week, there isn't much that can be done about it. However, Cisco DNA Center Assurance has network time travel, and it is as cool as it sounds. Network time travel acts as a digital video recorder or DVR for the network. But rather than recording television and enabling the user to play back shows at a later time, network time travel records what is going on in the environment using streaming telemetry and can play back something that happened in the past. It also can show how the network is performing now, as well as use things such as sensors to provide predictive analytics on how the network will perform in the future. This figure shows the main Cisco DNA Center page that is shown upon logging into the software. Cisco DNA Assurance is part of Cisco DNA Center. Assurance takes 30 plus years of Cisco Technical Assistance Center or TAC experience and puts it into a tool that uses machine learning to diagnose issues within a network. In addition to finding and diagnosing the issues, Assurance gives guided remediation steps to fix the issue. The Assurance tab, as you can see here, can be used for going to this page, the overall health page. Notice that it provides an overview of how the network is performing from an overall health perspective to a client perspective. It includes both wired and wireless clients. It also shows the top issues that are impacting the network. The health score for each section enables you to see how the network is performing at quick glance. As you can see here, we have the score of network devices, wired client, wireless clients, and here we can see the top issues, and it can help us to find the top issues. If a user walks up and says she has an issue, the typical approach is to ask the user what her IP address or MAC address is, so the network operations staff can jump from device to device, issuing multiple show commands to try to track down where the user is connected, as well as what issue might be causing the poor user experience. With Assurance, if a user walks up or a help desk ticket comes in, a simple search of the username yields all the information necessary. As you know, Cisco DNA Center integrates with many other tools such as Active Directory, Identity Service Engine or ICE, ServiceNow, and Infoblox. This is possible because of the open APIs and SDKs available for Cisco DNA Center. Because of the integration with Active Directory and ICE, all the content or all the context of the user is searchable in Cisco DNA Center. Say that a user named Grace has a problem. To search for Grace, you click the magnifying glass in the top right corner and type her name in the search box. Here you can use this, for example, box, and here you can search her name. Because Cisco DNA Center is integrated with AD, all names populate as the search term is being typed. As you type Grace's name, all users whose names start with G come up. Then all users whose names start with GR and so on. This figure shows the search box and Grace Smith as the matching user. It also shows all the devices on the network associated with Grace Smith, in this case a PC and an iPad and an iPhone. As you can see here, we have 3 devices: PC, iPad, and also iPhone. From this view, you can do many different things. You can click the usernames to see detail related to that specific user. You can click each device to see a specific about that device in the Client 360 view. This figure shows the entire Client 360 view for the user Grace Smith. This is the top part and this is the bottom part of this page. Notice that all 3 of Grace's devices can be seen in this view along with color-coded health scores for the devices. This is other figure from the Client 360. This is more obvious. The amount of information that this screen provides is tremendous. Just for the selected device, you can see that the following piece of information have been gathered automatically. For example, device type, then OS version, MAC address, IPv4 address, IPv6 address, VLAN ID, connectivity status, when the device was last seen on the network, and when the device it is connected to, what device it's connected to, wireless SSID, last known location. Okay, remember that all you have to do to get this information is search for Grace's name. The timeline in the Client 360 view shows issues that have impacted Grace. This is also a network time travel capability. Since Assurance records the telemetry, it is possible to search back in the time to see exactly what has affected Grace. The issue listed correlate to the timeline. The issue list changed based on the timeline and what time period is being investigated. Hovering over different times on the timeline allows you to see all the different issues that happens at various specific points in time. At first glance, it is easy to see some application latency issues are impacting Grace's user experience here, okay? And you know that previously we used traceroute and ping tools as a troubleshooting tools when something is not working properly in the network environment. Assurance has a tool called Pass Trace. The Run New Pass Trace button is just underneath the issue listed on the Client 360 view, and here as you can see we have the Run New Pass Trace button. Let me to explain about it. Actually, Pass Trace is a visual traceroute and diagnostic tool that can be run periodically or continuously with a specific refresh interval. This figure shows a pass trace being set up for Grace's iPad to John's PC, which are both wirelessly connected to the network. This pass trace is set to refresh every 30 seconds. And the pass trace output shows a topology view of the traceroute, and in this instance pass trace has also detected that there is an access control list or ACL blocking the traffic from Grace's iPad to John's PC. By hovering over the ACL entry, the following information can be seen: the ACL name, the ingress or the interface the ACL is applied to, the direction, ingress or egress, and the ACL result, permit or deny. Here we have many information. Let me to show you other path trace. Here we can see the path trace from one computer 10.1.20.11 to 10.10.64.11. Here we can see the path. Here we have multiple switches and we have two ACL. One ACL permit the traffic and one ACL drop the traffic or deny the traffic. Let me to show you the detail of one of these ACLs. For example, the ACL deny the traffic. As you can see, by hovering over the ACL entry, the following information can be seen: the ACL name and also the interface the ACL is applied to. This is the ACL name, and also here we have the interface name and the direction, ingress or for example egress, and after that the ACL result, permit or deny. This is the egress ACL over the gigabit 000. The name of ACL is ACL client LAN, and also the ACL result is deny. Also, by clicking on one of the issues listed under Grace's Client 360 view, such as the, for example, P1 onboarding issue, a user can investigate the root cause of the issue. This figure shows the issues that are impacting Grace. For example, assume that we click on the P1, and here we have the issue of the network latency for application. For example, WebEx is above the, for example, threshold value of 262 milliseconds. This figure shows a large amount of useful information. The impact of loss occurrence states that this issue is impacting one building and 7 wireless clients. There is also a detailed description of what is actually happening, along with suggested remediation steps to fix the issue. A user can click the arrows to see options such as average client onboarding time and impacted client along with names, MAC address information, and the access points they are connected to. Although Cisco DNA Assurance can provide a wealth of information and detail, this section shows only the high-level workflow used to diagnose and troubleshoot issues. Remember the traditional flow that network operations teams use to troubleshoot, logging into the multiple devices and trying to track down the root cause of an issue using traceroute, ping, and show commands. In less than the time it takes those teams to log into a single device and issue all those commands, you can use Cisco DNA Center Assurance to quickly see the root cause of an issue and how to fix it. Thanks to open APIs and integration with help desk ticketing platforms such as ServiceNow, you can have all of the issues, impacted locations, path trace information, and remediation steps automatically added to help desk tickets. So when the network operations staff gets a ticket, they already know what the issue is and how to fix it without having to chase down the issue by using show command on multiple devices in the network environment.